Hey, do you know the value of your citizenship? Do you know the power your citizenship carries? Have you thought about it? Let's discuss it today. Alright, so as I asked before the intro, it is very important, friends, to know the value of your citizenship, because there will come a point in time where you have to pull on the authority, the power, and the legal backing of that citizenship. This is very important whoever you are. Okay, so let's examine this whole citizenship and its power. In the Bible, in Acts chapter 21, there's a story of Paul, where Paul went back to Jerusalem after he had gone to many Gentile cities or towns and preached the gospel. He felt led to go back to Jerusalem, and he went into the temple, and the religious leaders saw him there and incited a mob against him. And this mob was really just about to lynch Paul and kill him. But the Roman centurion assigned over that area, stepped in and he stopped them. You know what's amazing? Many of the people in the mob didn't really know the reason why they wanted even to kill this guy, because the centurion asked them, what is going on? This one said that, this one said that. So the guy couldn't get a straight answer out of them. So he decided, I'm going to take him out of the mob and then take him to the barracks where he can have a peace and quiet to interrogate him. So when he was carrying Paul, in fact, his soldiers were literally carrying Paul over their shoulders, into the barracks. When they were doing that, Paul said, let me speak to the people. Okay? And this is what Paul said in Acts chapter 21, verse 39. Paul said, I am a Jewish man from Tarsus of Cilicia, a citizen of an important city. Now I ask you, let me speak to the people. Now ask yourself, why did Paul say a citizen of an important city? Why did he say that? He didn't even mention the city yet, but he said a citizen of an important city. We will get to why he said that pretty soon. But you see, he was using that as a way to state who he was, to state a claim to something so that he can exercise that authority. This was before, because the army commander basically was asking him, hey, in fact he asked him, are you not the Egyptian who incited a riot or something? And he said, no. That's when he said, no, I am a citizen of an important city. So they allowed him to speak. So Paul, you don't give Paul a chance to speak if you don't want to hear the gospel. He started telling the people his conversion and how he came to Jerusalem. And he basically told them that Jesus wanted him to go and preach the gospel to the Gentiles, because the Jews are rejecting the gospel. And the people just got mad again. And they basically say, rid the earth of this guy. Somebody literally shouted that. So the soldier decided to take him completely to the barracks. When they got there, the commander said, I want to basically torture Paul so that I can get straight answers out of him, because up until now the commander still doesn't know why the people really want to kill him. So they bound Paul. They were going to torture him, scourge him is what the Bible uses, but lash him mercilessly so that they can get answers from him. So Paul, again, this is the point where Paul unleashes the full power of his citizenship on the army commander. Let's see what he says in Acts chapter 22, verse 25. It says, as they stretched him out for the lash, Paul said to the centurion standing by, is it legal for you to scourge a man who is a Roman citizen and is uncondemned? Let me read that again. Is it legal for you to scourge a man who is a Roman citizen and is uncondemned? He unleashed the full power of his Roman citizenship on the army commander. Now let's see what happens. When the centurion heard this, he stopped. He was alarmed, pretty much. And he went and told his commander that this is what Paul said. And his commander said, "Oh, I bought my citizenship with a large sum of money." In fact, but Paul said, "No, but I was born a citizen." Okay? So verse 29, it says, "So those who were about to examine him withdrew from him immediately." The commander too was alarmed when he realized Paul was a Roman citizen and he had bound him. Friend, let me ask you, do you know the power and authority of your citizenship? What citizenship am I talking about? I am talking about your citizenship of heaven. If you're a Christian, you are a citizen of heaven. Now, you don't become a citizen of heaven when you die. No, the moment your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, you're a citizen of heaven. You know, that centurion said something. The commander said something. He bought his citizenship with a large sum of money. Well, you and I citizenship has been bought by the blood of Christ himself. The blood of God himself paid for our citizenship. Now, there are many Christians who don't know the value of their citizenship. So the enemy binds them, the enemy scourges them, the enemy condemns them, the enemy brings all kinds of things against them and bullies them because they do not know the power and authority of their citizenship. Now, you know what's sad? The devil knows the power, the authority, and what their citizens, Christian citizenship gives them. But because he knows many Christians don't know, he goes on and bullies them anyway. The only time he will back off is when he realizes that those Christians now know who they are. They know that the full power of heaven will back them. So friend, I ask you today, do you know the value, the legal power and backing of your citizenship of heaven? If you don't, it's time to realize it. Because when you do, the enemy will back off. When you do and you exercise it, that's the key. When you exercise it, when you pull on the strings of that citizenship, the enemy will back off. Will you do that today? I ask you again, do you know the value of your citizenship? I hope you do, friend. Peace.